to Wormhole Pinball Presents and part 2 of our podcast series we call Arcades Across America. I'm your host, Jamie Burchell of the Wormhole, and let's start off by welcoming back to the podcast for his third time, all the way from Cottage Grove, Oregon, my co-host for today, Coe from Quarter Drop Park.
Jamie,
Hey.
welcome. Thank you for having me. A
Oh my
pleasure.
gosh.
I'm glad to be in the Wormhole virtually.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. You're a wormholer now, and we appreciate it. Thank you so
I
much.
appreciate it.
And from Seaside, California, near Monterey, California, probably one of the most beautiful places on earth, actually. Matthew Talley and Cary, Carmichael from Lynn's Arcade. Welcome to the Wormhole guys virtually. Really appreciate you.
Thank you very much. Very happy to be here.
Let's have some fun.
Yeah, let's have some fun. So
that's what it's all about.
Our goal here is to showcase arcades across America. And then Coe and I are going to pick your brain as non-paid consultants on what we're doing here in Houston.
We're not getting paid?
No, Coe, you're not. Our 14,000 square foot building that we are in the process of renovating, and it'll have about 125 pins. That's a 2026 initiative. And then, of course, the Quarter Drop Arcade in Cottage Grove, Oregon. And that is Coe's establishment that he is opening next year on his birthday.
Hey,
yes.
Congrats, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
To both of you for taking on building an arcade. My God.
Oh my God. You know, it's exciting though. And so we're going to really pick your brains because I think, you know, when you're sitting here and you're in Monterey, which is just unbelievable. I got to play golf up there. And I got to play Cypress Point, boys.
Oh, nice. Cypress is a good course. Hard course. Very hard.
Does everybody here golf? I like golf.
I think, Cary golf.
I mean, I used golf. I'll go out and golf, but
yeah, I don't go very often anymore, but I do.
I was actually a good golfer until pinball ruined my entire life.
Yeah,
they'll do that.
Sounds about right.
Digit handicapper, like mid-single digit, like really playing golf.
Head props.
Yeah.
You know, and I actually shot 88 over there. Not terrible from the tip.
That's great.
Oh, dude, I birdied 16.
Man, anything after like hole 5 is like everything's cantilevered. Like there's no like flat fairway. It's insane. So it's like if you don't remember how to adjust to that shit.
Yeah. So real quick, and we're not a golf podcast. People don't turn off yet.
Right.
Okay. But 16 is over the Pacific, and it's a par 3, 245.
Okay.
On the tips, and I hit driver. I knocked the driver down, cut it in there, had a 20-foot putt uphill, and I walked it in like. Anyway,
no way.
Real quick,
I did.
First time I ever went golfing, I got a hole in one. The guy who owned the course happened to be on his little cart behind me. He saw it. I was in the newspaper. Very first time I was ever golfing. Yeah. No, I'm not a good golfer. This was a fluke. Yeah, but it happened, and I was in the newspaper, and that got me hooked.
Never should have played again, Coe.
Exactly.
Just put them down, walk away, man.
Yeah, that's it.
I wouldn't even have played another. I wouldn't even have played another hole, Cary. I would have been like, oh.
It was just one of those weird things that just happened.
All right, so let's start with the guys from Lynn's. How long have you had this arcade in absolute paradise?
5 years.
5 years.
August 1st, 2019.
Wow.
Yeah, opened right before COVID.
Just in time.
Had to close down for COVID, but made it through COVID. But yeah, we've been running League for 10 years though. So we had started League before we opened the arcade. And that's kind of what built us up into wanting to actually take it public and like share our passion with pinball to this area. After seeing the response from League and the 40 people that would show up every single Monday at a little spot we call the office out in Salinas. Then it got just so big, like there was so many people in there you couldn't move. You had to like inch your way to like get to the games. And so we were like, well, maybe we should think about possibly turning this into an actual business as opposed to just like a clubhouse. So
it's great.
It's been fun. Yeah.
I bet people are going to be interested in some of the inner workings of Lynn's. Do you guys use like the Freeplay model or coin drop or like the card system?
Freeplay.
Freeplay?
Yeah.
And what's that look like as far as like come to the door and how much you pay and all that?
$20 for the day, or $10 for an hour.
Okay.
And then we like that gives us the opportunity to do like Tuesdays is we do $10 Tuesdays because it was our slowest night of the week. So we're like, let's make it $10 for all night. And that started building up the Tuesday model, and that gets like more families kind of coming out on a Tuesday night and hanging out because it's cheaper.
Yeah, makes sense.
But
I
then
see
yeah,
you
like
guys. Go ahead.
like Friday, Saturday, it's like $20 for all night, but people are still wanting to go out and have a good time and drink some beer and play some pinball. So
Is the beer a big part of the arcade? Like, is that as
Our
far as
big
like
screen,
like
it's big.
profit? Is that like the biggest piece of the puzzle? Having that
It's actually
bar?
50-50. It's actually
Okay.
50-50.
Interesting. So people are playing a lot of pinball.
yes. And drinking a
Love
lot of beer.
So just beer, or do you have spirits, or
Just beer. Like we
Okay.
did beer only. The license is much easier to get, and we didn't have to add a kitchen. So we didn't have to do like hot food. So if you do beer and wine, you have to actually serve hot food to be all ages.
Mhm.
But for whatever
Okay.
reason in California, beer only, you can have like packaged chips and nuts and snacks and still be all ages and still serve beer. And it's like, all right, well, we like beer anyway. So we have 131 different cans. So everything's in a
oh.
can at Lynn's.
Oh,
So
that's huge.
we have 2 coolers back here, like 4 doors. 3 of them are all beer. Hard seltzer falls under beer, so we can serve hard seltzer and sour. And then we have a whole door of non-alcoholic as well. So a bunch of different waters and sodas and all that kind of stuff.
I'm really close to Ninkasi. Do you guys have them?
Yeah,
Ninkasi's
we don't actually
great.
carry Ninkasi, but
They,
Oh, they're good.
they didn't can for the longest time though. They were like all
Yeah,
bottled.
they do
and
now though.
Now they do though.
Yeah.
I just saw that the other day. So
And Hop Valley. Those are my 2 favorite kind of local
oh, nice.
breweries.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Really good.
guys?
Yeah, we
what makes up the bulk of your collection?
it's pretty well diverse. He's really done an excellent job of making sure that what's on the floor is constantly rotated through, I guess you could call them eras, really, right? So you've got the solid state
Yeah,
EM at 5 and 5
ish. Yeah. Right now it's 3 EMs that are in here at the moment.
We usually have a greater percentage of EMs. EMs are great to keep around because then you really do get to see that everyone gets to see the generational growth of pinball. So it's a good waypoint to have, and to have enough of it for people to recognize that it is important to go and play them. But that mix, and then the Bally Williams 90s, maybe we got a Sega in there, not right now. And then the Stern section is always revolving because we do pick up all the new Sterns. So they end up replacing an older Stern, and then that goes to the warehouse to get cycled through.
So
So
we had
you
one
have a-
Spooky and one Jersey Jack.
So you have a warehouse. How many pins are in the warehouse?
We have 40 here. I think we have 60 something in the warehouse.
Okay, so you're rotating. You have 100 pins that you're rotating in and out of Lynn's.
Yeah.
Do the
Yeah, trying
EMs
to.
perform well? Like, do people play them a lot? Because I have
Yes.
1 EM in my collection. I wasn't sure if I wanted to bring it to the arcade because I don't know if the maintenance required for it is going to be worth the quarter play that it gets.
I think that the maintenance on those are generally, as long as we've got it in good operation before it gets in there, it'll only play better. Those switchers are going to wipe off each other, and I think we're going to get to a place with most of those games where we're not going to have the one issue is if something gets loose and the switch now is activated and that coil burns up, and there isn't that kind of a brain to keep that around. But don't worry, you'll smell it and you'll know where to go.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, EMs perform really well, and people play a lot of them, and we get a lot of people. Like that's the fun part about here was having those generations come in, and having like the older generation come in and be like, I used to play this in high school, and like I used to see this in there, and see it at the pizzeria down the street. And then you
Love
get
that.
the little ones that have never seen a pinball machine before in their lives. So it's cool to see, what people saw different places because of all the eras of games that we have.
That's great. I had a really nice old couple. I've been remodeling a building for the quarter drop, and I was in the window painting some trim, and a really nice old local couple came up, and they were probably, I don't know how old they were, 70s, 80s, something. And they asked if I'd have pinball. And they proceeded to tell me how they grew up playing pinball. And then in the 70s, they had a pinball machine in their home. And they were just really excited to have pinball locally in the community, and they can't wait to come play. I was thinking, wow, that's incredible. I hope that they appreciate, Jaws and
Right,
Godzilla as much as whatever it was that they had in their home.
And they will. They're going to find that appreciation. Their curiosity is going to get the best of them. They already enjoy pinball and they already know. And you're going to find more people like that, which is the great part.
Totally love it.
Do you guys have a central list of all your machines? Like you have a database, or is it just in your head?
It's mostly going out to the warehouse and we're going like, oh yeah, shit, gotta pull that down and work on that one. Like,
Space.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it surprises me every time I get in the back and I look around and go, shit, we got a ton of games back here.
My
This always
reasoning,
surprises me.
yeah, because my reasoning for asking that is we're actually, we talked about this on the first podcast, Co, is that we're building a database because we've got 220 plus pins. And because we have a central location that we call the vault, we want to collect as much data as we can on access database, if you will. And then whatever we want to do with that information, it has to be good information in, so that when people come to the museum, we could do some like a QR code at Wormhole East, or even at the Wormhole, which will then come on Cosmic Princess and explain to people what Cosmic Princess is.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then what we're going to do is have a little tech section there, and the tech puts their tech code in, and then you could see a list of all the problems that we've had with this particular machine. And when was the last time we did a coil, or when was the last time we did any of that?
We have iPad at the bar. So when problems arise at the arcade, you just click on a button. It takes you to a Google form, lets you know what the game is and what the issue is. And so we have data. It's not organized in any way, shape, or form. It's just a list of like everything that I fixed over the last like 2 years.
Right.
But it is there. Like now we can like maybe format it in a way like to get good information on each game. But
because we're starting, Matthew, we thought, you know what? Let's do it right
yeah,
now, because we're in the infancy, right? So let's just create this. It's just an access database. It's not that big of a deal. We've got guys that can do that. It's the data.
it's the data you want. Like that's very good data. Like looking back on it and knowing the history of this machine and like what it's been going through, and that's
And the history of how we acquired it. I think that would be really cool.
for sure.
I actually do catalog that on all the games that I purchase personally. I catalog at least that much information. And I put it out on IPDB also. So you can find the serial number and see that I don't name names. I just name cities and dates.
Yeah. That's really cool. And so we're just going to centralize all that into either a Wormhole app or the Wormhole website.
Right.
I just have a little spreadsheet that I created. So every time I buy a machine, when I bought it, how much I paid, what its value is. And then I have a section of what I've done to the machine as far as work, and then what needs to be done to the machine. And I just keep that all in a spreadsheet so that I can look back and say, oh, okay, I replaced the power supply in January, and and look back at that. So
well, you're doing the same thing we're doing, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's really smart. We'll see if it is out, and if we stick to it. That's the key, right?
That's the hard part. Sticking to the plan. You start with a great plan and then kind of deviate.
Well, especially when you have as many machines as you guys will have at the museum.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the challenge is, sometimes when they're coming up from Europe is what, when we unbox them, when we unfold them, what kind of shape are they in?
Yeah.
Because these rare machines, sometimes they're not so much beaters, but there might be some, like Io Moon came, which is a really rare machine, and the cabinet is all beat to hell. So we got to replace the cabinet. But the pin itself is brilliant. It's like protected in this shitty cabinet. So
we have a Bushido that we're trying to get working. So another like weird, rare Spanish game that we can't figure out. So I might be hitting you guys up about how I can get this thing to get working, because it's a super cool game. But
is that like a Sonic game?
No.
Ender, IND.
Oh yeah, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
It was their last manufactured game and the first with the DMD.
Wow. That's cool. I'm not
I'm gonna
familiar
sh-
with that one. I'll
I'm
have to
gonna
look it
show
up.
you an ender later. We're gonna play a little game with you guys.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna play a little game, and I think I put an ender in there for you.
Nice.
Yeah.
So social media is pretty crucial to the arcade business, marketing yourself online. And I'm curious how you guys look at social media and how you utilize that to help you with Lynn's Arcade.
We pretty much post everything that we're doing like through the week. So we have Monday Night League, we have Tutorial Tuesday, Ladies League on Wednesday, Strikes on Thursday, and then if we have anything over the weekend, we'll post like what we're doing over the weekend as well. So if we have a bigger tournament or whatnot, we could be a lot better at it. Like we could do more. Like we were in the beginning, we were posting photos of all the new beers that we got that week and like what's fresh coming in the cooler. And it's just kind of gotten so busy. It's like that's now like another job to be done at
It's
the
a
arcade,
job.
you know?
It's a
Yeah.
job. Ask
Like,
Coe.
It's
like-
its own
it's like-
job. Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. Like how and then to be creative that often is very tough. So I did it for 6 years, 7 years, just for Monterey Flipper Pinball, and then also for Lynn's Arcade. And then I've recently just kind of passed a lot of it off to Nikki, and now I'm trying to get back into doing it as well because I'm starting to get my creativity back. Where it's like I posted the same photo of someone playing a pinball machine. It's like it gets in your head.
Sure.
Like to keep that creative stuff going, and then but I think it is important, getting your followers up and having people know what's going on at the arcade. And
Where are you guys posting the most these days?
it's Instagram, Facebook.
Instagram, Facebook. Okay.
Yeah, like those are the two that we do. We don't do any of the other ones.
Do you live stream on Twitch regularly? Do you have like a
Yeah.
schedule that you follow?
We every Monday, and then
There is a schedule. So Monday we have League, and Tuesday Tutorial Tuesday, and Ladies League. Those are all definitely streamed.
Okay.
But that piece, I think that's in all social media. That's the engagement that is so very important. So while we're
Mhm.
producing the information for what you could do to engage with us, we're not. It's hard to break through that wall and get that engagement. But Twitch allows for that. If we were able to ascribe someone to sit here
yeah,
and do kind of what we're doing here on our Twitch stream. And we
Mhm.
have that because everybody wants to play. Nobody
Right.
wants to sit, right? And so who do you find to sit is a whole different person.
Yeah.
It's someone that may have an appreciation for pinball, but may just have an appreciation for talking to a screen. Whatever that role may be for someone. So if we could get that piece going, then that engagement I could see being very beneficial. And then that engagement could then cross to other platforms like in an Instagram where go here to do, and that piece can go back and forth.
It sounds like you need a Jamie.
Ugh.
yes. Very
I
much
think
Well, we're giving free consultation. So do you give
Yeah.
Yeah.
social media? Because we're
it's my
interested.
turn now, I guess. It's my turn. I think it's fortunate that I suck at pinball so that I can then stream quicker
Don't we all?
in a 3x, right, guys? I can go,
Right.
all right, well, Jamie's out, time to pop the stream up. I don't like particularly streaming unless I have that engagement. So,
Right.
which is why my streams don't start until I'm out. Or like last night we did a stream, which was our 3x, and I lasted to the final semis. So then we started the stream and I was able to get some more people and then run over. But I think you guys do a phenomenal job of having like a hostless stream. And it's not easy to do. You
Well,
know?
thank you, because it's definitely a worry of ours being like, oh my God, like there's no one actually interacting. We do have the chat, like at least on the rig next to the game. And we get a lot of our players actually looking down and reading and being like, oh, hey, what's going on? Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And so it's like you still kind of get interaction, but it's not like someone commentating and like being there the whole time.
It's
So-
just different streams, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally different. Do you get
Yeah, they're-
pushback by anyone that doesn't want to be on camera and then they realize there's a live stream going on? Has anyone ever expressed being uncomfortable?
We've gotten that comment, but it fades quickly. We do have it on the door. We have a be warned sign, and
Mhm.
one of the things is we record you in every way. So
Yeah.
I mean, if you're coming into the facility, you should just know that that's something that we're going to be doing anyway. But those that have had any kind of issue, it was rather small and they got over it. And I think
the
most of
most
them got
we
used
get
to
is
it.
like you go to put the rig on someone like during a tournament and they go, oh
Right.
no.
Yeah, we get that.
But like
we have
that's
2 rigs, and
yeah.
so we'll throw the double rig thing up, and they're just like, now I've got 8 people pissed at me.
Yeah, it's just like this is part of the thing. They're like, why'd you pick my game? I'm like, because I want to pick on you. That's why.
Mean.
Here you go.
What do you
Yeah,
think?
you got it. Get used to it. This is what
Yeah.
John says before each tournament here, we get on the mic and John Spates says, we stream at the Wormhole, and he has a spiel for everybody, right? But if they don't feel uncomfortable, we do have circumstances where I'll avoid them, but
Right.
the room cam is going to pick them up, and I don't have the software that Coe and I have talked about where it could blur people's faces.
That's my dream is like, if I'm at the quarter drop and I'm open, the arcade's being streamed, overhead camera shots, the rig, the whole thing, and I can switch between the cameras, and like basically people can just be at the quarter drop virtually. But there's the privacy concerns that I have if kids are there, and parents don't want the faces of their kids. It's all understandable stuff. So I'm looking into some software that will use AI to blur all the faces of the people, and that would
it's
kind of
pretty
solve a lot
cool
of
if
the
he can
problems.
pull this off. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
He's our
admirable.
test case for this because we want to do it. We would love to do something like that at Wormhole East. And then when I'm building at Wormhole East, it looks like I'm building 3 rigs there for our major tournaments. Because with 125 pins, I need 3 rigs, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, probably.
Or 125.
No,
Or
I'm
just
not
moving
doing
one
that.
rig constantly.
I tell you, if you ever want to watch an unbelievable stream, it's Flipside Memphis. Have you ever seen them?
I've poked through, but what aspect of?
Spend some time watching what, and it's David Yop from Yopsicles.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Okay. And he either is a partner or owns Flipside Memphis, and he has 3 cameras over every machine, 1 for the player, 1 for the play field, and 1 for the score. And he can, through a button, through a
Stream
stream
Deck.
deck, giant stream deck, right, Coe? Yeah.
Yep.
Just go to his 32 games or whatever, how many he has.
Yeah.
And so there's never any dead air. There's
Yeah.
he is
We are always toying with this idea, but the idea of having 40 times 3 on everything,
it's cost
just like
prohibitive.
that, and
Yeah.
like the wiring, because like to get the wiring to go to everywhere and like all
And just
that,
the cameras would be.
and just the cameras. Yeah.
It was
then
funny. I was
people-
just. Oh, good. Sorry.
Michael, the guy who built our rig, he's looking into these 360 cameras.
I know.
And then if he can like figure out a way to pull the pieces out of the 360 camera to make it fit into, yeah. And so you can put 1 camera on the rig. You can pull the player from one side, you can pull the score, and you can pull the play field, and then you just arrange it in OBS.
You arrange it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we do. We use multi-views.
Oh, okay. Whoa.
So the next rig won't have 3 batteries and 3 different Axoons on it. Because these things right here, for anyone watching, are a real pain in the ass. So, and they're expensive. But if you could have a HDMI splitter on top with 3 inputs coming out to 1, then you just need 1 Axoon
Oh, wow.
for the whole rig, 1 receiver, 1 transmitter.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I bought the 360 camera specifically for that reason, where I could have it on a tripod in front of me playing pinball, and it could catch me, the play field, and the DMD.
How does it look?
It looks great. Yeah.
Oh, you're going to be breaking barriers over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
How much is the 360 camera? No one cares about this. but-
$500, I think it was.
Oh, well, that's cost prohibitive though. 500 times 120.
But I was just at
Yeah,
the
but how
arcade
many?
today.
Yeah, but how many? Like you have 3 cameras instead of like this is 1 camera for 520.
Oh, that's true.
The 3
1 camera for
cameras,
each rig.
like yeah.
It's funny because I was at the arcade today. I was thinking about this. I was looking at that brick wall I made, and there's 2 columns on each side of the brick wall. I was thinking, well, what if I put a pipe from one end to the other, and then the camera rig is on the pipe, and I just slide it? Then
Yeah.
it's like a really easy way to slide the
Yes.
camera from each machine, because it
Yes.
is cost prohibitive to do that, to have one
Yeah.
on every machine. So I might be experimenting with that.
Wow, I
I
can't
had the
wait to
shower
see it.
rod curtain idea. I like it a lot.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, that's what it is. He's rigging
is. It's a
shower
shower
curtain,
curtain.
and that's pretty
Yeah.
BA.
Yeah.
could
We
work.
had the crazy idea of doing I was watching football and the kickoff went off and like the camera like followed the ball. And I was like, why don't we do the wire camera? Fly it around. Like you could just go over whatever game you want. Just like,
Can you?
like, how much is that shit?
I know. We had a guy come in, and he's an engineer, of course, right? And he goes, above the 76 sign is a air conditioner vent all the way down. And he's like, let's rig a mobile camera and you can control it via robotics. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Yes.
There's 50 people tuning in. I mean, what are we doing?
We're not making money on this, bro. Like,
I
how
make no
much
money.
money?
Make no money. So it's just fun. It's just it's become a hobby of mine. Is streaming, right, and the podcast. So I just fall into it, and so. But I love what you guys are doing. You're doing a great job. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We're very fortunate in Houston that we live in a major metropolitan city, right? So getting a large amount of people to come to our establishments shouldn't be that hard because we're in 7 million people around us. How have you built Lynn's Arcade to what you have done? I mean, how did you get this organic growth? It's just incredible.
What was the first site that you posted on when we started League?
Oh, meetup.com.
Meetup.com.
Okay.
We started League at Angelina's Pizzeria in Salinas. They had 4 pinball machines, and there was me, Cary, and Nikki, Cary's wife. And we just were like, we want to start a league, so we're going to start a league. And then we just started playing. And then slowly he put it up on meetup.com.
I went to Pinside. You can use Pinside to find the map for where everybody is. Send everyone direct messages. Pinballowners.com. Same thing. You can kind of reverse find out where some folks are. And so just used any avenue we could to communicate that we started a pinball league. And it's funny because we keep finding people and they keep finding us. So I don't know. And you talk about social media. Our advertising is, not prolific. We don't have a very large footprint when it comes to getting us out there. It's all just word of mouth. It's just, and maybe that's why we keep finding such neat people, because neat people started. I don't know. Just it keeps networking to more and more folks, and started small, very soulfully, and just continued to grow, but never really lost the soul of it.
Are people
many-
traveling from other cities
Oh,
to
good
come
question,
to
yeah.
Lynn's?
Yeah, we're getting a few. We get a bunch tournament wise too. Like we get from Bay Area, Arizona, Portland,
Seattle.
Washington.
Okay.
Yeah. People show up because they want to play here. It's pretty cool.
That's
We
amazing.
even have vacationers that come that have made us a reason to go on a week vacation, which is really neat to see. I wouldn't have thought that would be something that we're providing, but I kind of agree. When I travel, this is where I would want to be. And I do travel, and I go to places like ours and like yours are and will be. And that's, I don't know,
Yeah, 'cause
lucky
you've
that we've
done
got
it-
a product.
You've just done an amazing job, and I know this is what Coe wants to do, right? And he's building a destination spot. There's not a lot of people in Monterey, California, and to get people to come out of town and that live there in that community to support you has just been amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, League is the big proponent of that. Like League is what makes and our league is like, it's like 90% fun and 10% competitive,
We are
So, like,
exactly the same.
it's like,
Yeah.
you're not having a good time, man. Like, why are you playing pinball? Like this like I've seen you guys at TPF, like your tournament that the Space City Open.
Yeah.
And like, what was it last year when like they were playing jackpot or something and they hit the like jackpot to win and like the whole room just erupts.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
never see that at a pinball tournament ever. Like you never see
Well,
that core
I
reaction.
won't stream it unless it's fun. All right.
Right.
I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
No.
unless we're having fun. Like last night, we had a 3X. We were blaring music. I'm not going to be able to post any of that shit because of copyright. And
Mhm,
we
mhm.
didn't give a rat's. We were just having an absolute blast.
Yeah.
And we have this thing, no a-holes
Yeah.
policy here. And I think you guys have the exact same vibe. When you build a vibe that's all encompassing for any type of people, and just come in, let's play pinball and have a ball.
Yeah.
It explodes.
Yeah. That's the vibe thing. Like, and that's where we get complimented a lot on our league and our tournaments. And we just had a gentleman here for the quarterly that we put on, and he was like, I've never played in a tournament that fun. Like where I had a great time. Everyone was super cool. And like, even if they had a bad ball, they were still just like high-fiving and like having a good time.
Yeah.
Because it's just pinball, man. Like it's just
Yeah, it's a game.
fun.
It's supposed to be
It's
fun.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
People take it way too seriously sometimes. And it's like, nah,
Oh yeah.
we try to shrug that off and be like, no, we're
When
here to
they
have
come
fun.
here and they're being serious, especially for a 3X on a Monday, right?
Right. Like, come on now.
Dude, you're gonna get 15 whoppers. Let's relax. Right? You're gonna win. Everyone here is always the top 3 people or always in the finals all the time. I mean, just relax. My goal is just to get there and just be happy. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, I love what you guys are doing. Electric Bat, same type of great vibe, right?
Mhm.
Wormhole, same type of great vibe. How many people do you get for league?
Between 40 and 50 every Monday.
That's a
You
lot.
know?
That's a
For
lot of
us.
people.
It seems like a lot.
Yeah.
Every
What's
now
the
and
square
again,
footage
we'll
at
get up to
Lynn's?
like 60.
Mhm.
2,500 square feet.
Oh, 2,760.1.
Oh, yeah. It's a substantial
easy.
size. It's a good size
Got it.
arcade.
Got it. Yeah. I finally figured out a configuration to get 40 pins in here. I maxed out all my
Mhm.
power,
Yeah.
but if it's good, I can still fit 70 people and everyone's playing and it's not like super crowded. So like I finally figured out my final layout after 5 years.
Does each outlet have a dedicated breaker to it?
No.
Yeah. Well, kind of, not each outlet, but each like section has
Yeah.
breakers.
Each section of the arcade has its own
Yeah, so
dedicated
it's like-
outlet.
Yeah.
Are like what 20 amp breakers each or bigger?
Yes, they are all 20 amp breakers. We had to break up the 50 ampers and put in 20. There was welding in this building before, so we were able to use some of
You
the
lucked
my
out.
purpose.
Yeah. I
So
just
very
got
much-
done doing this with the quarter drop, so it's like on my brain
Yeah.
how to set up an arcade perfectly and how to have electrical all done. And so yeah, I
Well,
don't know how interesting that is to most people, but I think it is.
No,
pretty
but
interesting.
it's fascinating because of all the electricity stuff.
Yeah, it's a
we had
lot.
to do. We had to do it too. I mean, and then we've got so many of the conversion boxes for some of the foreign games.
Oh, geez.
What are power bills looking like at your guy, both Wormhole and at Lynn's? If you don't mind sharing numbers like that.
I think we're like 1,500 or so a month.
Okay. Yeah.
Like not super nutty, but still,
It's a lot. Yeah.
a lot of money.
That's actually helpful because I have no idea. I was guessing that my power bill will be about $1,000 a month.
Yeah, you're going to
For-
be in that right
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay.
That's about right. And we're not open as many times as everybody else. So when we're bumming
Oh,
power,
that's
it's
true.
usually just us. Right.
Right.
We have 3 days and then once or twice a week we have corporate events. So we're not burning it. But it used to suck because our front wall back there was just a hot zone of windows. And
Oh, geez.
oh, dude, we'd have 60 people in here and people are melting. And then the odors, it was just awful. So we shut the wormhole down for a month and a half and redid the entire front wall.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
Just like, no more of this shit.
No more of this. This is amateur hour. Can't do this.
You do have AC in there, don't you?
Oh
Jamie?
yeah, but
Okay.
it's just constantly pumping because
Because the windows.
I live near the equator. You guys live
That's true. It's a little
in
different.
paradises, and so
Yeah. I'm really lucky too because my building is in between several other cement old over 100-year-old buildings. It's all 20-foot ceilings and they're all concrete. So
Oh,
I'm
wow.
like right in the middle of all that. So it stays warm in the winter and cool in the summer even without AC. Although I am having AC anyways just in case. But yeah, I think the energy consumption won't be too bad.
It is interesting as you build out the place. because Matthew just said he did a final layout. I still think he's wrong. There's no final layout ever, I don't think. But he's continued. I mean, he can shake, but he's really refined this, but over 5 years, right? And with each of those moves, though, it required the power to be dropped from a different place. Necessarily, but some locations changed, right? So as the arcade continues to evolve, you then also get to evolve with it with, oh nope, utilities come here now. That's where that breaker goes now.
Do you guys have nothing but pinball? Is it all pinball, or do you have any like coin-op arcade games?
All pinball.
All pinball.
But yeah, we're 40 pins, and we go back and forth on vids, just to round out and kind of get a different clientele. But every time I think about it, I'm just like, but I love pinball. Like, I know. Absolutely, like, it's just so hard. And I love playing video games too, but I love pinball. Like, I don't know. It's just like, there's something about it definitely has taken over the gaming for me. And, traveling around and working with Marco and going to all these shows and teaching people how to like work on their games and all that. And I'm like, this is my passion and my hobby. So like, I can't, like, going into vids, I'm like, that's going to be a little bit later, probably. Like, if we had more space, like, I'd put video games in there. I'd put more pinball.
You would. That's not fooling around.
Like, it would be more pinball, but I would try to find some like we had the opportunity at one point to take over other things, but it fell through. And
COVID did us no favors.
Yeah, COVID did us no favors. Yeah. We had the ideas of like the skee ball and the Papa Shot like things and the video games and sit down racing games. There's all the stuff that I love to play too. And then I know just gonna been cannibalized by pinball.
Well, if you put in a bowler or whatever, it's not moving really quickly. But
so much space too.
So much space. But I like those types of coin-op games that are the multiplayer, kind of like you get in pinball, the social aspect, right? Because you have one person that can be active on the game and others can be communicating. Or you have all 4 of you or 8 of you on one team in a co-op mode. Those are the features that I found most interesting, and I really was hoping we could bring into this space because I thought it would complement pinball well.
Maybe a gauntlet.
Right.
Something like that. Gauntlet, Dark Legacy, maybe.
X-Men, Turtles, all the like 4-player games,
Killer Queen, indie game that has 8 players.
Killer Queen was like, I have had the most fun playing Killer Queen with random people. Who like walk up and there's 4 on one side and 3 on the other. So I just walk up and I'm going to jump in. And they're like, yeah. Then you're like talking shit to people on the other side that you don't even know.
Yeah.
Like, they're all laughing with you. It's just like all of a sudden you got 3 new friends. It's like, it's so.
I just got a Galactic Battleground. That's a 2 versus 2 retro space shooter.
Oh,
and, it's kind of like, you got 2 people on each team and you're just smack talking each other and trying to take out the other spaceships. It's pretty fun.
What's that tabletop one that had the castles in all the 4 corners?
Yeah. Warlords.
That's another really fun one to play with, like, with 4 people. It's like, you're just like talking mad shit, just like trying to like kill each other's castles. It's so cool.
It's rare and expensive though. It's like a $5,000 cocktail cab.
Every time I see it, I'm like, I'm playing this. Let's go. We're my friends. Let's do this.
Yeah, it's so good.
Out of the 3 cities that we are showcasing tonight, you guys are definitely the biggest group of hipsters. Okay, compared to the 2 odds. So my question question is, what hipster trends will we be seeing in Houston in 2025 that you're already seeing there now? And maybe Cottage Grove, what do you think? 2030 for you?
I don't think the hipster trend is going to make it to Cottage Grove.
That's what I'm saying. I gave you 2030. So what new haircuts, phrases, clothing, what do we have to look forward to coming to Houston?
Oh gosh, my eyes glaze over, my ears go deaf when they start talking. I don't know. I'm not hip. I don't know how to hang out with all this.
Yeah, I have no clue, man. Like, I'm not paying attention to what other people are doing. I'm just playing pinball and having a good time. Like, we try to bring a good time. So I have no clue, man. I got no hipster.
That beard is pretty hipster rocking.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's a pretty
this
good
is just comfort level. I don't like to shave. So like, just go to a barber
that's so hip
once
now,
a month, and there you go. Like,
Yeah, but you've got
good.
I think do you put some dye in the middle or any of that or
No,
no?
dude, this is all natural.
All right. I don't know. I'm just
I dye
Coe's
mine
got-
gray.
Yeah, Coe's got that nice gray in there. Yeah, for sure. It's got to be who you are, bro.
Yeah, he does. What's it like, Matthew, working for Marco? And how long have you worked for them?
I've been working with them for a year now. So I've been going to shows for a year constant. It's been a lot of fun. I love going and helping them create the environment. I'm really excited about going to Expo and seeing all the X-Men that Stern's bringing, and like going to Portland this week or next weekend is going to be really cool. And just helping them create the environments. And then I'm really fast at setting up games, and so I can help them blast through that portion as fast as we can, so we can get everything like set up and like ready to go. But it's a great time. The people there are amazing. Love working with all the Marco crew. Like they're dope.
I love Emoto, and I love one of my favorite things is Coe. Seriously, when you go to like TPF or Houston Arcade Expo, is watching Marco work.
Oh yeah.
It's
Why,
like
just 'cause he's
clinic
like-
of putting together these massive areas of pinball machines, the Marco booths, and they're just massive.
Yeah,
And
Emoto's
they're rocking.
creativity on the booth design and stuff, and then to be there to help like accomplish her vision. And then when it's done and you stand back, you're just like, this is insane. Like, how did we get this into 2 pallets? Like it's incredible.
And then they rock while they're doing it. They're the only ones that have music, and they're rocking when they're doing it. It's so awesome. And I don't want to hang out. I want to hang out with them so bad, but they're working, right? So I can't. I don't want.
If you're hanging out, you're working with us. Let's put it that way. Like if you're in that area, like hanging out, you're grabbing something, you're putting stuff together, you're helping out, you're having a good time doing it, and like that's the best part about hanging out with that crew.
Well, congrats for working with them. They're great.
Thank you. Yeah.
And we have the Wormhole booth at TPF and Houston Arcade. We were talking about Houston Arcade. We're all bummed.
Yeah. Marco's not going to be there. They haven't been there for 2 years now.
2 years. This
Fortunately,
yeah.
And that was one of Mark's favorite shows too. Like Mark Mandeltort. It was like Houston was one of his favorite shows, and so was Golden State. So hopefully we can get Marco to come back to both of those, because he loved those like hometown shows. So getting Marco to come back to those would be awesome.
Is it because Houston and Expo are so close together that they're not going to both?
No, it's just
there's other reasons.
There's other reasons.
Yeah, sure.
There's so many shows a year, and there's so much money in a budget, and what are you gonna do? Like,
I always think it's got to be an insane amount of work going, like setting up a show like that. Just moving one pinball machine to a different section and area in my garage is like a project. I can't imagine like hauling a bunch of machines in the truck and setting up a booth. And I mean, my gosh, what a nightmare.
Yeah, and Jamie, you guys bring in like wall panels and shit. Like your Houston booth is so sick.
Our Houston and the TPF booth.
And the TPF booth. That's what I saw.
Booth, right? We just sit in storage, but we bring this booth, right? That looks like the wormhole. So we have these panels that we put up that have pictures of the wormhole. So it looks like you're coming into the wormhole.
Very cool.
And then we bring some pretty rare machines. Like for Houston, we're bringing a Magic Girl.
Oh, wow. Oh, shit.
That's been upgraded from the guys from the Netherlands. Have you heard of that story?
Yep. No. Yep.
You have, right, Cary? Anyway, so these guys from Netherlands took a Magic Girl and finished it. And then
made it actually work.
Made it actually work. And redid the code, redid the magnets, did everything. And then they sell this kit for the 20 other people that have a Magic Girl, right? It's not a very prosperous. It doesn't seem like it was a good move, because I don't think it was that much, right? And they sent a kit to us. And we have 2 engineers that love the wormhole that said, we'd like to do this. And over the course of a few months, they upgraded our Magic Girl.
Holy shit. Congrats.
many upgraded Magic Girls do you think there are in the world?
Oh, there's like 5.
2.
Yeah, there might be 3.
I saw one on YouTube being played, an upgraded one.
Didn't they
Yeah.
have one at Expo last year?
Yeah, I had one at TPF.
I think that's
Expo.
where
I
I
think
saw
it was
it.
Expo last year.
Yeah.
And so
Same. Yeah.
those are the newer ones. And they brought one old one. That's what Tim's telling me. Tim's in the background, my producer telling me. So we're gonna bring ours to Houston Arcade Expo.
That's fantastic. Thank you
Yeah.
for sharing. That's
Yeah.
that's the kind of stuff that is neat to get shared. Not
Mhm.
everyone knows the history or the bad news about the history of that game,
Yeah.
but to get it to folks is so neat. I mean, that one's more of a labor of love than maybe even shipping something from across the ocean and
Yeah.
fixing a cabinet. That one is like re-engineering something that was just never engineered properly.
Mhm.
That's
And it
That's
wasn't
awesome.
because that game was so custom made by Zidware that it or Deep Root, whatever the hell they were. They made like mistakes. There were so many different, like the owl would be pointed wrong or different things. So and then the kit doesn't, it's not like here's a kit, install it. Some of the things don't work, and they had these real engineers, and one of them works for Barrels of Fun, so he had a lot of fun.
Yeah, nice.
You know? So
Cool.
we were able to really get that done. And we actually put a YouTube post on it. It's actually a pretty cool YouTube video that we made of fixing and upgrading the Magic Girl. So we're going to bring that. And I think Locomotion.
Oh, cool.
So that should be pretty cool. All right, let's play a game real quick, Co.
Okay.
We're going to play a game called Do You Know This Pen? All right. These are 5. What do I go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 pens. So we're going to see if you know them.
Do I know them or do we have them?
Or you know them, you have them, you've played it, you've ever seen it.
Okay.
This is the 6 games that I'm going to choose here. And I'm going to see
Okay.
if I can know how to share this stuff. All right. Let's see if I know how to share this. All right. First one. Zachariah Black Belt.
Mm-hmm.
Played it on my V pen.
Has anyone seen this or played this?
Never seen it, never played it.
Seen it on the interwebs because I needed to complete my dojo,
Right. Because we have
Yeah.
the Bushido, and then
the
the black,
Bushido,
we have
and then
the
we
other
have the other
belt.
black belt.
Look how
And-
cool that was such a, that's a really,
So yeah, we wanted to complete the dojo collection.
And the art on that one is super neat.
it's super cool.
And you have that,
I
right?
don't know if we have that. We're not talking about that yet.
Oh, that's the second phase of this. we get
all
to-
I'm doing, all I'm doing is showing you some really cool pins. This one is called
Playmatic.
Fight.
What?
No, I haven't seen it,
No, I'm not
but
familiar
it
with
is a
that one.
playmatic.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Evil Fight is a Playmatic 1980 machine.
I like the
I've got
artwork.
one more for Evil Fight. Are you ready? I do. Here's the back glass. You got to see the back glass for Evil Fight.
I like to load up my
I've never
virtual
seen this.
pinball machine with a lot of the more rare stuff that I'll probably never own. So like that's
So
where I
there
play
is
Black Belt.
a
But I haven't played
Playmatic
this.
Evil Fight. All right, let's do the
That
next.
photo was taken outside. There was a garden gnome. What are you doing leaving these
aren't
rare games
exactly my
outside, man? We
photos.
need to preserve these. Others need to play them, no?
These are regular photos on the internet. All right, have you
Oh.
seen this?
Whoa.
Sonic.
The
Sega
Sonic
SA
Star Wars?
Sonic Star Wars 1987.
I know I clicked through those at one point. This just doesn't seem familiar. There's that one. What was it in Australia? What was the other? The Empire Strikes Back Star Wars game. Gosh, whatever that was manufactured by at the time. But
All right, I'm going to show you one more. Did I show you Brave?
did we
Team?
count to 6 already? This game is fast and fun.
All right, I got 2 more. I'm going to show you this one. Here it goes.
Like how we set up pinball.
Brave Team.
What?
Brave Team is an
Hinder?
Hinder,
Wow.
1985.
I like the helmets.
Okay, and I'll show
Are you
the
just
play-
trying to get this captive audience to want to go to Wormhole? Because we will go.
Yes.
I mean, we were already gonna go, but
I know
Yeah.
you're coming, but here's the play field.
Oh, that is freaking awesome.
Isn't that awesome? All right, one more. This one I
What?
only have a picture of the play field. I only have one picture of it because it's so rare. So cool.
And people that want to see these probably should check out the YouTube channel.
All right.
What?
Dark
Was this the
Rider.
conversion kit?
Whoa.
This is Geiger 1984 Dark Rider.
What the
Like
hell?
Centaur
Star
vibes.
Trek conversion kit. Only 150 made.
Oh,
We have the whole kit.
what?
And game. We have the whole thing.
I-
All right. So yeah,
That's
these are ours that we're going to be showcasing at
Holy shit!
the Wormhole Pinball Museum. So I
Let
thought
me book my plane ticket.
those are just, and in all seriousness, I know this sounds pretentious. Those are just a touch of what we have in our collection.
Yeah, every time I see you guys at shows, it's like the stuff that you're bringing. I'm like, how did you get this and then get it to be so nice and works well? I'm like, I'm always impressed.
I
It
think
takes-
that's
well,
going to
it-
be the secret sauce of the wormhole.
That's going to be,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. We're very lucky that we have techs that are geeking. I mean, geeking on these things. Right. And one of our techs is constantly posting on Pinside, like, hey, help me. And then the Pinside community has really been helping him try to
Nice.
figure out how the hell do you fix, a playmatic evil fight.
Right.
Mhm.
Who
And
has
they're-
this knowledge in
Yeah.
their brain? Like, whoa.
And they're doing it.
So
So-
your Ender game that you had shown, does it have a whole mess of relays operating it as well? Because the DMD of Bushido, which is the last of the Ender games, it still has a rows of relays that run the thing. It's not a
I would be lying to you if I knew what the hell you were even talking about.
okay, but it's really interesting that they were blending so much technology in Ender. I can understand why they went out of business. It made no bloody sense.
All right. We're going to go into hurry up. Our last bit, we've kept you long enough. Our last game is called the hurry up. And really what it is rapid fire question and answer. But Coe's going to get to play this time.
Oh.
All
Oh,
right.
nice.
Okay. So
I'm
rather,
ready.
you ready? And I don't really have music. Dun, 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 but if I did,
Yeah.
it would be really cool if we get more viewers and
Then we can pay for sound effects.
I can, maybe I'll
Just do it
go.
in post. Just do it in
You
post.
could
It'll be
just
fine.
lay it over
Yeah,
top
just lay it
of
over
us.
top later. It'll be good.
I have an editor and an intern named Ryan Gregg. So Ryan, dun, 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 that's what I want. Okay. Coe, rarest arcade or pinball machine you'd love to feature at the Quarter Drop Arcade.
I'd love to feature. Maneater, 1975, fiberglass cabinet. Looks like a shark. Steven Spielberg had one in his office after he made Jaws. Super cool, rare. It's
How
an
you
amazing
gonna-
looking cabinet. Looks like it hurt you if you played it.
Lynn's Arcade, most played machine at Lynn's right now.
Ron.
Tron?
I mean, overall,
was-
like to date, we've had Tron a long time, so it's got 30,000+ games on it.
I
Wow.
mean, Deadpool and Stranger Things. Deadpool just got back to the lineup, so not fair.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Stranger Things took over Deadpool. They were kind of battling for most played otherwise.
What's the machine that casuals gravitate to the
Yeah.
most?
If we had World Cup soccer, it'd be that.
Yeah.
We took it out of the lineup right now, but yes.
Yeah. World Cup soccer was definitely the most for the casuals.
So I've been thinking
I
about
can
getting a
remember what
Stranger
we bloody
Things
have.
because I thought people would really like it that don't play.
They play a
pinball.
lot of they play it a lot because of the theme. Like
Yeah.
the theme drives that one for sure.
Yeah, theme-based stuff. The newer Sterns actually play really well, even for folks that are used to playing older games,
Mhm.
or were originally playing older games. That you see them find the theme. So you'll see like Jaws get played a fair amount from folks that played in the past or didn't play. ever.
Godzilla's getting beat up now that we brought it back too.
Mhm.
That's getting played a lot.
That's really smart that you rotate those out. I know this isn't the hurry up, so let me get back to it. But that's question for the group. Action button, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe.
Okay.
he
I
was
feel you.
wavering. He was like, I don't know, peer pressure.
I it has a lot of features, sure.
What about you, Jamie? Do you like the action button?
No,
No,
like
really?
Star Wars is the worst machine ever because you
Wow.
gotta just go. I mean, you gotta be in your 20s to play Star Wars.
It messes my brain up for sure.
I
can't
like it
keep
in
up with it.
I like it in Jaws because you can
Yeah,
life preserve.
sure. That's easy. I can do one or two. You know, give me a missile on 007. I'll shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll hit it.
I'll shoot it.
But give me Star Wars, you ruined it. The action buttons.
sure.
Well, the Revenge of Jaws. I mean, I thought that's what you were talking about because in the Revenge of, you do have to tap it to chomp.
Yeah, that's fun
so
too,
much
though.
fun. That is such
All right,
a
I
great
changed my answer. I like them now.
All
There we
right.
go.
Because
Yes.
Jaws Revenge is a pretty cool mode.
It's
It
so
is.
cool.
Yes, it's
pretty cool.
amazing.
All right, I changed mine too.
Hey,
Lynn's Arcade, most annoying tourists, whale watchers or golfers?
Golfers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Gotta
Yeah.
say golfers. Like
We have a whale
Well-
watcher in our league. I kind of
we have
I'm
golfers in
supporting
our
the whale
league, but,
watchers.
like golfers are annoying. Can be. It's
They
actually not even. It's not either of those,
not,
man.
not talking about you two. Not talking about you two. Other
It's-
golfers,
It's-
different people.
Yeah, it's not even those though. It's the car week when we get car week. It's those people. It's like it's like a week of like car shows,
Yeah.
and those people are annoying as hell. They're all so much money, and they
I
think
was
they
gonna say the more money,
thing.
the more annoying, I'd imagine.
Yeah. So like we get really cool golfers in and we get really cool whale watchers in. But sometimes we get cool car people, but for the most part, they're kind of all dicks.
Coe,
Just
what pin?
kidding. Not all dicks.
No, they're great. Just don't be open that week.
Right.
What Pandora or Spotify station Co will you be rocking at the quarter drop?
Oh, the custom made quarter drop Spotify playlist that I made.
Nice.
Are you going to share that with people? You should totally
Sure.
share that.
Yeah, it's
Totally
got all
share
kinds
that.
of. It's got everything from like movies like RoboCop, the theme of RoboCop,
Yeah.
and then it's got 80s classics, of course, and like TV jingles and stuff. I've kind of intertwined what you think of like when you think of 80s arcade vibes and nostalgia into one playlist.
Same question for Lynn's. You guys rocking any music when you're playing?
All the time. It's everything, really, honestly.
It gets mixed up on a daily. We don't have any playlist that's been curated. It's
We usually just do Pandora and pick a station one day and kind of run with that for a while. And depends on like weekend days too, like during tournament stuff. Like we'll have a kind of a mellower, like 80s, 90s kind of stuff going on. And
Yeah.
then we'll kick it up a notch into like some punk rock later on. And then when we do like the late night thing, we're throwing like the Daft Punk station. So it's all like house music and like get everybody like re-energized and so they can get to midnight or 1 a.m. when we're done playing in our psycho all day, all night tournaments.
Well,
Does the
gentlemen,
wormhole have music?
we don't. We hadn't, but last night we started to rock and Tim put on a playlist and
Was it Creed?
it wasn't Creed. It wasn't Creed.
Oh.
If you haven't heard the story of Creed, I went backstage and I met Mark Tremonti again. And Mark's a fan of the wormhole and a huge pinballer. So check out the music on Twitch. All right, buddy. That's Tim Hood here. He was talking in my ear half the podcast. So hard to concentrate. Sorry about that. No, but we did. We tried it last night. And what a different dynamic it changed.
Mhm.
Right. Normally we have it, but it's low.
Yeah.
Last night we rocked it and it was awesome. Between Ozzy and Black Sabbath to all the way to Creed.
There
Rock,
you go.
My
Oh,
Sacrifice.
so it was Creed.
No.
Oh.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Lynn's Arcade, where can people find you guys?
Seaside, California.
Where can they find you
Seaside.
online?
Instagram, Facebook. We get on Marco TV every now and again doing PinTech Live, working on games and stuff with them. And then you'll find us at all the shows that we can get to. And
You
then
need to go. People need to go to PinTech Live because it's a really great
Yes.
stream. It's a great
Yeah.
stream, and
Yeah.
I have no problem pumping that up. as a non-paid sponsor. They're outstanding.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
they do great stuff. Like the Phils from Phil's Pinball back in North Carolina. They're awesome. I've been working with them at a couple shows and like got to meet Phil and dive deep into some games, and his knowledge is super good. And then who else does she get on there? She gets a couple other people on there, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. It's
yeah,
very
definitely.
informative. It's really great. And if you're in the pinball hobby, you should definitely watch them on Twitch. It's outstanding.
I think her last one she did was with Ernie, who is a homebrew guy. And so he's doing a bunch of like homebrew stuff. And this year at Expo, they've actually gotten up to 30 confirmed homebrews will be at Expo this year. So that's like the biggest showing of homebrew games that ever.
They're exploding, man. Do you think
Yeah.
everyone just sat in COVID and all the engineers went, shit, I want this and I want that, and they just did it?
Yeah, I think they were like, we could build one, sure.
Yeah.
And with Fast coming out, and Fast Pinball's like board sets that you can just buy, and it's just like a kit, and then you can start wiring and coding like with their boards. It's not expensive. So Ernie and Aaron do a lot of stuff at the shows too, where like they'll be actually at in Atlanta at Southern Pride. They were actually sitting there like wiring a game at the show and coding at the show and like talking to people as they were doing it. It's like so dope. Like, so they're really trying to get people comfortable with the idea of like building your own game. It's a lot of work, but it's also like, it's fun to you and you're passionate about it. You can do it. It's not super crazy.
Did you get to real quick? Did you guys get to play Saw? That's
yeah, dude. I
really like Glenn, and
yeah,
he did the music for that. And wow,
yeah.
Coe, this game is the music,
yeah,
the coding. It's really unbelievable. Scary as
I've
shit.
heard you talk about it. I want to play it. Sounds amazing.
Saw was good. Friday the 13th was really good.
Really good.
Our favorite, just because he's our hometown dude, is Boys Night Out. Like, so Joel actually lives in Marina, and he's been building this game over the last few years, and he's brought it to the arcade. He's taken it to San Francisco. He's taken it to Santa Cruz and put it in different bars, and it's super, super fun. He's finally getting to the stage where he has like all the artwork on the play field and like ramps that are being built. And so it's getting to that like stage of, I'm going to buy one.
No kidding.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
Oh man, that's awesome. You love to hear those success stories. I hope somebody buys Saw because it's pretty BA.
Yeah. I think that would actually maybe do really well.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for my Mad Max pin. Somebody out there needs to make it.
No.
Did you see the one in Australia?
Someone did make a.
Did they? Oh, I haven't seen it.
They rethemed a High Speed 2.
Ooh, perfect.
They actually put the shifter on the left side because that's where they shift in Australia.
Yeah.
On the right side. And then like redid the sounds on the car so it sounds like Mad Max's car from the
Interceptor.
Yeah. It's so cool.
Yeah. Did they do the first movie, the second movie?
Yeah, you can't put Thunderdome in it. I mean, that's
no, I think it's just Mad Max, like just straight up
the original Mad Max.
The original Mad Max, yeah.
I mean, if you did a home pin on Thunderdome, you're totally just
Beat
making
them
a
all.
terrible mistake. I think, you're wasting a lot of time in your garage.
Thunderdome has moments that are brilliant.
No,
but
it doesn't.
as a whole, it's a little rough.
He said, no, it doesn't.
It has Tina Turner.
It does, though.
Yeah.
Tina Turner, she's
The
amazing.
video was good.
Yeah.
All right, Coe, where can people follow you and your progress on the quarter drop?
Quarter Drop Arcade on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and then quarterdroparcade.com.
And of course, you can follow Wormhole at wormholepinball.com. Updated website will be out in probably about 3 or 4 weeks. And then Wormhole Pinball on all the socials. Gentlemen, thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, dude.
Took an hour of your time. I really appreciate you, Cary. I really appreciate you, Matthew. Coe, of course, co-host. Lynn's Arcade, Seaside, California, Monterey, one of the most beautiful places on earth. And, I always joke, I've got to go to these places, but I am going to be going to California in a couple of years. And I was thinking about doing a trip all the way up and just some really cool places. And definitely during league night, I'd love to come by.
Please do. We'd love to have you. And then
I can't wait to see you at Expo. Cary, are you going to Expo?
I don't know. I have work responsibilities that may actually take me to Chicago that exact week on accident. Maybe.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm working to see if that works that way.
But Matthew, you're going.
I'm going. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna party.
I'm not bringing Nikki. She's coming out there Thursday. So, you know,
Okay.
we'll have at least 2 of us from Lynn's will be there.
I'm going Tuesday
Oh, nice.
because we're a glutton. And then we've got the whole Houston Arcade Expo the week before.
Yeah, you guys are insane.
I took 2 weeks off.
I was so tempted to
Wow.
do both, and I just thought about it. Like, because I have Portland next week. I'm doing pinball at the lab this weekend. Portland the weekend after that, and then it would have been Houston, and then it would have been Expo. So it would have been like,
Perfect. Sounds like a dream.
oh fuck, dude. I'm like, I need to breathe in between. Like, good lord.
Well, thank you guys so much. Again, for Wormhole Pinball Arcades Across America, my co-host Coe. Thank you guys so much for being here. We really appreciate you.
No worries, Coe. It's nice to meet you, man.
Absolutely. Same.
Thank you for
All
having us. Thank you
And-
both.
and remember our stupid phrase that I end every podcast with, but it is important. Don't be an a-hole. All right, just don't. Let's just play pinball and have fun.
100%.
All right, God bless you guys. Thanks so much.
See you, man.